continued on course towards Cuba. US and Soviet forces went on alert for an all-out nuclear war. Frantic negotiations.
And welcome back to part 2 of Let's Play Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater. And we're still in the opening cutscene.
The Soviet Union agreed to remove its missiles from Cuba.
Get used to it.
So the world avoided a nuclear holocaust.
Hey, it's
but in order to get the Soviets to pull their missiles out, we had to make a deal.
You mean the one where the US agreed to remove its IRBMs from Turkey?
No. The Jupiter IRBMs deployed in Turkey were obsolete, and we were going to get rid of them anyway. They had no strategic value whatsoever to either the US or the Russians. The Turkey deal was a ruse, a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence agencies around the world.
So what did the Russians really want?
Sokolov. They wanted us to return Sokolov.
You mean the Soviets pulled out of Cuba just to get their hands on Sokolov?
That's right.
What the hell was he working on?
At the time, we had no idea. We were running out of time. It was either give up Sokolov or risk full-scale nuclear war. In the end, we had no choice. President Kennedy gave in to Khrushchev's demand. The next day, I got Sokolov out of the hospital and handed him over to agents on the eastern side. Sokolov kept on screaming, "Save me!"
Save me!
Disappeared from my side. Then a month ago, we received some new information from one of our moles.
About Sokolov?
Yes. He was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the weapon in question under KGB supervision. What's more, it's on the verge.
Alright, you know what? I'll be right back.
So what kind of weapon is it? Something to do with space rockets?
No. Missiles.
Same technology.
I guess you're right. We don't know the details, but it appears to be a new kind of nuclear device. For half a year now, the Soviets have been conducting frequent nuclear tests at Semipalatinsk.
Something to do with the weapon, I assume.
We're talking about a secret weapon so big that Khrushchev was ready to pull out of Cuba to get it back.
Is Sokolov still in the facility?
No. According to our intelligence, he's in Selino-Yatsk, a
Man,
place in the mountains about
kind
3
of
miles
feel like
to the
my
west. It's known as the
talents are
Virgin
being
Cliffs.
wasted here.
The Virgin
But,
Cliffs.
Hopefully we'll make that
Nice
up in
name for a
gameplay.
virtuous mission.
They moved him there just recently.
It'll probably take a few days for me to get back into the swing of things.
It's our best
But
chance to get him back.
if I get
This mission would
close
never
to
have
where
been
I
possible
was
if
like
it was
a
still
year or
in the
two ago,
research facility.
this should be a
This
pretty
is our last
amazing
chance.
Let's Play.
Sokolov must have known that too when he contacted us.
And another cutscene. Oh, that was a flashback. So we had jumped out of the plane over Russian territory or something like that. And there we are, flying. And this game really had some pretty impressive graphics for PlayStation 2. And if you look up at the top right hand, you see how it says R1? A few cutscenes, you can go into first person view. R1 in-game brings up first person. And a few of the cutscenes you can look around, and sometimes it's very important. So if you're playing this, you know, if you play this for the first time after watching this, make sure to look out for the R1 up in the top right corner. There it is again.
A recovery balloon will be dropped at that point.
And it looks all funky because I got that gas mask on. Or oxygen mask.
Once it's complete, the gunship's arm will latch onto the balloon and pull it up.
The Fulton surface-to-air recovery system. I'm familiar with the theory.
Take it easy. It's been combat-proof.
Do you think Sokolov is up to it?
The shock will be less than during a parachute jump, and the arm can handle up to 500 pounds.
So you're planning on going over the border in a single combat talent?
She's equipped with 2 6-barrel 20mm Vulcan cannons, as well as 2 40mm machine guns.
Sounds like she could hold her own against a battalion of tanks.
Even with the fuel in the reserve tank, we're facing a 4-hour time limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
for dinner.
But if anything goes wrong, you'll be eating dinner, breakfast, and all the rest of your meals in the jungle.
Wise ass. This is exciting, no? No. What a freak. Jack David Hayter. Alright. And we're in the game. Hey! Alright, quick overview on the controls. R1, as I mentioned earlier, is first person. Look at the view. If you're in first person, you can lean right and left with R2 and L2. And if you hold them both, you can get up on your tippy toes. And a really cool feature in this game, like, the buttons are touch sensitive. So, here, I'll give you an example right here. So, I'm standing looking at this tree right here. If I wanted to peek around it, I can peek around a little bit just by touching the button a little bit. Or if I wanted to, like, jump out, I could really push it hard. You know, so if I had a gun right now, which I don't, it really comes in handy, the touch sensitivity of it. But let's see. Triangle will climb climbable objects, and if you look down here, there's a snake. I think it's like a python or something. Oh, and we're getting a codec call. So we're running out of time, and this is probably just a tutorial.
You're already in enemy territory. Somebody might be listening.
So we have maybe like 3 minutes left,
code names to refer to each other.
And then hopefully I get control back, and I can cut this video off, edit it up, and see how it came out.
Your real name.
But then I'm going to come back and do one more.
You don't like snakes?
What do you mean?
You've eaten one before, haven't you?
In survival training.
I'm glad to hear that.
I don't know if I'd ever order one in a restaurant, but...
Be careful, you might not have a choice.
What about you, Major? What should I call you?
Let's see. I'll be Tom. Call me Major Tom.
This is...
Oh, and Snake.
Yeah.
The crew isn't watching anymore. You can take off the disguise now.
Good idea. This isn't right. Time for the snake to shed his skin.
Control to Major Tom. Oh, shit. Back in the game. Alright, we gotta cut this off. So, thanks for watching, and hopefully this came out good. Oh, and by the way, this is the extra scene if you are a Metal Gear Solid 2 fan. But there's Snake. Yeah, badass. Alright, so hopefully this cutscene will not take too much longer. And yeah, come back for part 3 of Let's Play Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
Can you hear me, Major Tom? This is Snake. Kept you waiting,